Starting the next continuation of the topic, 1 minute. Okay, we're going to go ahead and clock the time. It is 10:24 in the morning. It's a Tuesday at postcode 560077. It is Bangalore, Karnataka. The date is the 4th of March 2025. Okay. We will continue with the session. It is interesting to see what we've got. Taking Shirdi Sai Baba's blessings. I don't know from this angle if Gaur Mata, but still, Gaur Mata and Krishna. Okay, we take their blessings too. It's okay. So, 1 minute. We take Krishna's blessings and Gaur Mata's blessings. Gaur Mata is important. We take Shivji's blessings as well as Shani's blessings. Shani is very important. Shani is the one who actually is going to decide lots of things going forward. As I said, Shivji, Shani, Yama, Rudra. Very key components whenever it comes to whatever is done by us by way of action, good or bad. So they are very important components. Vishnu is very important because his 14 lokas also are decided upon by the actions done by us, how we discharge things appropriately or inappropriately. So he is very important. India loves the Bhagavad Gita, and that is the 4 stations of life. Yes. In that there is code of behavior also. But those who do the wrong behavior but have a very good reputation in society, उसको बोले lies and hypocrisy. तो ऐसे लोग जब दूसरों को बदनाम करे और society उनको support करे, you'll still be booked for very bad karma in time to come. वहीं पे actually most of the netting happens. So that is why actually all the gods that we took the names of become so important for this read. Whenever I do these reads. Most important also is Shirdi Sai Baba, because with him only we get guidance. We have not brought that. We have not brought our Shirdi Sai Baba over here. We have forgotten it, but I say at times when I forget to bring the required photo, perhaps he doesn't want to be here at this point in time, so I will leave it. Okay, I will not go and get it. Yes, sometimes he wants a break, so sometimes in the afternoon we just leave the photo of Shirdi Sai Baba over here and we retire in our room for the afternoon. Sometimes we hang around here only. We all need to rejuvenate at some point in time. Now, I found this very interesting because I had said before also, when it comes to Saif Ali Khan Pataudi, there's a channel called Wild Siberia. And when I had just, I don't know, I was scrolling through the YouTube channel, very bored, I came across like this sweet boy in a place which is not nicely done, but okay, he's talking something and he's talking about something about Siberia. I don't know why I tuned into it. Nothing in his home, it's like a one-room thing, and it was quite shabby actually. Nothing in it actually is worth looking at. So generally I would just say, well, I don't know what this is, move on. I don't know why I watched it and I just watched him. In spite of all of that, he reminded me of a South Bombay boy. somebody who's, you know, somebody who just seems, I'm quite sure Saif Ali Khan Pataudi did not grow up in South Bombay. He could have grown up somewhere else, in Bandra or something of that sort. But for whatever reason, he just seemed like he was from South Bombay, or that he was brought up from a good school, good background, and he just had the Bombay vibe in him. So I said, it's my imagination or what is it? I don't know, but I'm finding him like a Bombay person. And not just any Bombay person, like a South Bombay person. Many people who we would have interacted with while growing up, and all the way till, I think, till you started messing around 2009 onwards, 13 onwards, 15 onwards, 16 onwards. I would say you started messing around slowly and surely. 2000, no, you keep quiet. And when you speak face to face. You're like cheap and you steal. Nothing to you actually worthwhile. And no, it is not about Saif. It is to the shapeshifters of garbage. The ones who have gone shapeshifting into key homes, what you have done on the back of it. One Saif can feed, you get rid of one Saif, his wealth you can feed how many people in your network? That's called bridging the gap of inequality of income. That's called financial justice, financial freedom. That's how you get it. You are promised what to, and how many people at the bottom level of the pyramid in every institution. What all have you promised them? Those terrorist camps across the border, when they are trained that they're getting heaven in the name of freedom. It's called jihad. And while planning to get a place in heaven, they are taught how to hold guns and fire. And mostly when they do a bomb blast or they do a terrorist attack, it is the Aam Admi who gets affected. Not to mention, the businesses get affected. The business owners get affected. That's how it has been happening for the last 30 years. At India, the same lot has promised how many people financial freedom? On the back of what? If they tell people in normal society to hold guns, nobody is going to buy it. But that same lot, if they promise them financial freedom, bridging the gap of financial inequality, society, क्या है तुमने क्या बोला है? What? Social justice. Human rights. They did the same thing with you. They just, actually the carrot was what? The term financial freedom. But you supported them indirectly, the same guys that were running the camps across the border, promising those guys, according to their lifestyle, their level of desperation, their level of understanding, heaven. And when they gave you the resources that it gave you, or the promises that it gave you, involved in getting that money was murder, stealing, grabbing, and then maybe distribution to hide the wealth. The same sauce, but the different way of dealing with the situation depending on the geography and the socio-economic status and understanding and levels of education. And of course, there is a big difference across the border And when it comes to India, that is Islam, so they deal with it the Islamic way. India is India, mostly a Hindu country with lots of population that is Hindu. So they deal with you accordingly. You fell for it. And at that bottom of the pyramid, that bottom of the pyramid is at every institute. तो ये कैंसर जो स्प्रेड हुआ है, कहाँ कहाँ स्प्रेड हुआ है? When I say ये कैंसर स्प्रेड हुआ है, छुतिया तू मेड आप नहीं बोला हो, नौकर जाट छुतिया. अगर नौकर कोई है तू है, पक्का गटर का पैदाश. और सुने हिजरा, जो वो लाल कलर के चुतिए फैन में तू नौकर, मेड का औलाद, तू है नौकर, चुतिया है, गटर का पैदाश पक्का. तो रंडी चुतिया, मेड तू है और जो माँ तुमको पैदा किया है वो रंडी घर की, रंडी जैसे तू चुतिया. Be careful and don't ever talk over my talk. Don't ever speak over it. You stinking bloody domestic dog bastard from the fucking sewers. Black ass stand, red face shit, garbage of the highest order hiding within that fan. चूतिया मादरचोद नौकर तू है, रंडी चूतिया जो घर पे दिखता नहीं है, बाहर से आवाज करता है, शरीर भी बाहर पे, नौकर तू है, चूतिया क्लास. Be careful, you bloody motherfucker. You're a bloody garbage shit. Stinking crap. Fuck off. Or take it and shove it. Continuing with the session. What is the give and take? Andy is Anand Khandelwal for sure. Anand Khandelwal is Andy was established by the ex-husband called Sanjeev Rajan Lekhraj, Sanju or SL. So Sanjeev Rajan Lekhraj or Sanjeev Lekhraj, whose friend is Anand Khandelwal. He's supposed to be from a very good family. The only reason I know about him is in that short marriage, being a friend, he was introduced and he would have been there a couple of times. He would have been part of the setting. Now he's a very decent boy. His history is what I understood. He was already married. He had lived in America. He was in a sales job connected with technology in America. He traveled a lot. And so his first marriage broke. This is what Sanjeev told me. वो संजीव है कि संजू है, वो संजीव राजन लेखराज है कि वो संजीव लेखराज है, वो राजन लेखराज का सन है या नरेन राजन लेखराज, पता नहीं क्या है, नरेन लेखराज का बेटा है, नो आइडिया. वो चॉल बॉय क्यों बनता है, दैट ऑल्सो आई डोंट नो. हाउ इज हिज फ्रेंड who is known as Andy, his real name is Mr. Anand Khandelwal, from a good background. There is another Anand who is in the financial industry. His brother's name was Hiren. I think they are Kotaks. So there is Anand Kotak, or I have mistaken it. He is Ashish Jiptyani's friend. Ashish will know what his name is, his family name. So Ashish Jiptyani would know about Anand, who is also part of the banking industry. His brother's name is Hiren and he is otherwise called Lallu. They live in Lunavla. Anand is the smarter boy. He was in the same HR college as me. And he was friends with, I think, Ashish Jiptyani and Neville Dhotiwala, and these guys knew each other a lot more. There's one other guy called Amit, he was also in the banking industry, but I don't know. His marriage also didn't work around my time. He got married the second time also. These guys were all part of the banking industry. Neville also was part of the banking industry and he had moved to Singapore. He's a very nice guy. They're all good people in HR. Now, are we talking about, I don't know about Anand Kotak, whose brother is Lalu, otherwise his name is Hiren. I don't know whether Anand's wife is Gayatri. She's an architect. She did some very good projects in the earlier years. She used to go from Lonavala, she used to come to Bombay to do her architect work and to train also. She was living with Anand or Anand's family in Lonavala before they got married. Anand's grandfather left his Breach Candy property only to Anand, keeping Lalu, Hiren out of the question. Yes. Gayatri and Anand got married and moved into the Breach Candy house that there, it was not Breach Candy, what was it? Pedder Road. Opposite Jaslok somewhere. Near Vama. Kanchanjunga. They moved into that grandfather's property is what Anita told me. Anita being my mother, or whoever's being my mother. Kiran uncle at that time used to start calling me Lalu Lalu. My question to you is, was that Hiren shapeshifting for Kiran uncle, or was Kiran uncle in a habit of calling people Lalu? Hiren was called Lalu, who is Anand's brother. Anand is called Andy or not, I don't know. But Anand Khandelwal, Sanjeev Lekhraj's friend, for sure is called Andy. Given that he lived in America, had a sales job in America, even before I had got married to Sanjeev Lekhraj in 2002. His first marriage did not work because he was traveling too much. He was getting married to a girl called Priya. Before that marriage happened, I left my marriage and will not ever return to that shithole. Now the point is, why is this history being established? When it comes to Saif, I established that the boy who's in Siberia seems to be Saif. But then there is a Saif in Bombay. I say the girl who's with him, the real Kareena Kapoor, there's something about her. We are able to identify it almost immediately. It's just something about her. Same with her cousin called Ranbir Kapoor. I'll not tell you what it is, but there is something about them. And it starts from the time they were children. They definitely have shapeshifters for them. Hopefully the originals are doing well and are safe and sound. And okay, they by free will are hiring other people to shapeshift for them. But if they are not around and the shapeshifters EAs, 20 can rotate for them, how many more mouths get fed if the original is removed? That one net worth of one original can, if that one original is moved, how many mouths can be fed with their net worth? Is the thinking, and has been the thinking for the longest time. Not by me, I wouldn't dare, I'll eat 2 rotis less, but not at the cost of removing somebody so that I can get an income. No. But then that's not how it is with Bombay, and that's not how it is in many places. The rents are high, the desire to become a somebody is high, total cost of living is very high, the disparity between all levels of income is always in your face, at least everywhere. In Bombay, though, especially so. Crime and criminal and underworld is very much part of the deal. Simultaneously, the NGOs want to contribute to themselves. Everybody is scratching back, whether it is journalism to the cinema, cinema to the politician, politician to cinema and journalism, then to the NGO, and then to human rights. Not to mention, under the politician is your institutions of law making, law keeping, including lawyers, advocates, Bombay High Court, who all get tied one way or the other into this entire labyrinth, which is a never ending maze. But when poison enters that maze, what happens? They're all in that washing machine of the maze, all of them together. It's like passing the parcel which has poison in it. So they're always shifting. Seriously, it's like molecules moving amongst each other. One being poisonous. Okay, bhai, ye le. Parcel, lo. Now you need to drink it because music stopped. The parcel is on you. You need to drink the poison. Okay, one more bites the dust. Another one bites the dust. Yahi hua hai, and this only has been going on. Can't get out of the maze. That parcel is, it's called not musical chairs. Passing the parcel. Except that this parcel is not a pullo. It is like a poisonous thing. You open it, you get it, you hold it, it's poisonous, boom, you're gone. It's over. So you bloody well hold each other's hands. Otherwise you're all going to drown. And let one at a time go. Right? Rather than everybody drown at one time. That has gone all the way to your Delhi and your parliament at Delhi. The same lot. A best still from Parliament of Delhi, it's gone to America also. यही lot. हमको चुतिया क्यों बोल रहा है? और चुतिया मेट क्यों बोल रहे हैं? No चुतिया mates. Don't play a bell from my right shoulder blade. हम तुम्हारे मेट नहीं हैं. ना कल थे, ना आज है, ना आने वाले कल में होंगे. तू आज भी बेशरम पिक्चर्स हमारे घर सुन के, तू स्क्रिप्ट लिख के खुशी जैसे मूवी में डाल दिया है, इतना हमारे घर से उठा के. तो बेशरम है. You are absolutely shameless. RIP means to die, RIP. There's one version of my cousin, Nikhil.ADVANI. He's a cutie pie. The real guy, and I believe even his father, they're like Gidhars. As in, like, they're very particular about every little thing. So I don't think the originals would indulge in wrong activity. I am a prodigy of the originals. I am a product of the originals. Who along the way, who mistook that we've been done away with and replicated through the cloning. Who created that mess for the rest of those Easters. Frankly, did everybody a favor. They did the biggest favor to everybody who can deal with this situation. So those who have contributed or have been in my environment while I have been growing up, they couldn't have been different from me simply because I learned from them. Sachai hai. The reason I'm still here is because those who were doing the cloning, somewhere along the way, somebody over there was fooled that they'd gotten rid of the original. In my reading, the case was connected with Rao and Europe. Rao and Ramesh Advani are friends, is what my reading says. Or then both their homes were infiltrated in some way by shapeshifters. And that's what the problem is. Also, their son is connected with, I think, Tesla in some way. Okay, so this was picked up. It's good. The question about rap and rip. Rap primarily means to beat up somebody. Rip somebody is to kill somebody. Now, what kind of a killing is this? Question is, even if there is this kind of an interaction, how did this kind of an interaction even happen? I say Saif Ali Khan Pataudi जो है, हाँ, Anand was never, I don't remember Anand being slightly squint, whereas according to me Saif was slightly squint. Nick Nixie Nickel, one version as early as when I was still in college. Don't say wait up. Nobody's waiting. Wait up, no wait up. चुतनी कभी कभी आया करो टेलीफोनी से कुतरिया नौकर तो तू है कहाँ पे काम कर रही है ग्राउंड में तो गटर की शिट ए मेड व्हेन यू टेक अ ब्लडी सैलरी going to other people's homes via telephony, domestic helps like you should not send voice to other people's homes, and most certainly not those homes where you've taken salaries, worked as a maid. Samjhi? Did you understand? Keep a meow, kyap meow, कुछ नहीं है. गटर के पैदाइश इलिटरेट. तुम लोग नौकरों को हायर करते हैं PFI को बनने के लिए और फिर you screw with the brain teaching them all the wrong things. So only those who are desperate for money will join shit like you. The rest of them don't care. And then when you associate with things like human rights, then what a bloody cheap joke you become. Don't use those desperate tactics on the back of impoverished desperados hired by you, including people who are youngsters who may be working as maids at homes like mine. Did you understand? Bloody thrashy garbage can of vomit. Keep it low. Bastard, आवाज कम. और सुन चूतिया हिजरा, जब तुमको बात करना है ना आदमी बनके औरत बनके आओ कैमरा पे बात करो. हिजरा मुजरा छिपते छुपते नौकर नहीं बनते हैं. You understood, you bloody maid Aya's grandson? Be careful, and you bloody maid Aya granddaughter that you are. समझी कुतरिया? आवाज कम. गटर की शिट. राउटर को रीराउट करके 3 नौकर जो आए थे उन 3 नौकरों को कौन बुलाया था मेरा राउटर को रीराउट करने के लिए? Why we are paying so much bloody fucking maintenance over here? You want to go to court? Should I take you to court? Month on month maintenance what you are taking for rerouting my router. How dare you do that? On whose instructions did you do what you did? On whose instruction? The maid has worked at my home for 3 years. Police of Bangalore decides to hold verification of maids after my maid leaves. What you are trying to prove? Bombay has come to Bangalore. Why so much dance drama around my home from the very beginning? The whole process of registering this 2 BHK apartment is a question. वो राजकुमार जो हमारे घर काम करे उसने डिमांड ड्राफ्ट क्यों साइन किया? किस तरीके से? बेनाम होगा तू. तुमने इतना स्टोरीज बनाया है, इतना चोरी तुम किया है. You are shameless. That is the reason 10 kalpas you are going to be taught a lesson you will not ever forget. तुमको कैसे मारे, वो भी आत्मिक रूप से तुमको ऑनलाइन कैसे लेके आवे, उसी का प्रेपरेशन एक्चुअली ये एक जन्म हुआ है. हमारे पीठ पीछे या हमारे पीठ पे नहीं. There are a couple of people who are put into place to put you in your place. तो समझी? Katrina, don't make noises of Katrina coming out from the back of my throat. From the age of 6, I never looked up to anything. Except this Shirdi Sai Baba, he is important, that's about it. right? So if we got proper guidance from proper people, we just leave it that way. So I have never been starry-eyed. In fact, I never grew up watching Bollywood movies. To expect me to be starry-eyed about that is a little below my intelligence level. It's entertaining as a break once in a few months, or maybe sometimes it's been once in 3 years also, or once in 5 years. That's how much we are, while growing up, associated with your Bollywood. Your Mollywood, Tollywood, Gollywood, Pollywood, out of the question. You understood? And Katrina, cat is no more apparently. तो बाकी के जो शेप शिफ्टर्स है, remember the mother that gave birth to you and the birth you were born to. Don't go stinkingly stealing other people's stuff. You don't become it. Matters where you come from. Understood? Anyway, coming to the topic of Saif versus Andy. Andy, I don't remember what his eyes are. I know they were small eyes, but he was never squint, for sure. Whereas Saif had a slight squint in his eyes, that slight squint, one version of Nixie Nickel for Nikhil Advani. Original Nikhil Advani, I don't think was ever squint. One version of Nixie Nickel was slightly squint only once or twice that I met him, not otherwise. So are we saying that Nixie Nickel shape-shifted for Saif? Now the thing is, Nikhil Advani, Nixie Nickel, and Sanjeev Rajan Lekhraj, Praveen Lekhraj, Anand Khandelwal all knew each other. Because it is Bangalore's youngsters who party together and everyone knows everybody. It's a small social circle where everyone knows everybody. No, I'm not going to take everybody's name. There is no need. And Miss Katrina, Shitrina, no need for you to talk. I don't know who you are. I don't know how many versions of Katrina who all have played. I haven't done so. Just the way they fooled you that I'm a CRISPRed version of whatever. Because on the back of it, I hope it is proper intelligence doing their job. I hope it is not actually the wrong side of the law. I hope it is the right side of the law. But just the way they fooled some people from the streets of Bombay about somebody being kept alive and somebody being CRISPRed and somebody being done away with, the somebody who was supposed to be done away with is actually the real JAYA.ADVANI, who is me, or Jaya Kanayalal Advani. Short is JAYA.ADVANI. Kanayalal is Kani. Finally, what did it do? Those who thought we were CRISPRed and we're somebody else were safe abroad. I don't know where. There's something got to do with Europe and the Middle East. Saudi. Have I ever been to either two places? Not ever. Have people from my network been to those places? All of them. Most of them. The originals. Were they CRISPRed there and sent back? Don't know. Were they pulled off the grid, gotten rid of? Don't know. And cloned and sent back? Don't know. My body and whatever it is that you see, sometimes I lose my temper, it is because in my ear, somebody is talking. So because when they talk and they talk some shit, we of course reply because it is not the work of artificial intelligence only as you would like to think. There is a human being behind that effort. And mostly that is a maid servant who has worked as a maid at somebody's home, then dangled a carrot taught some shit, went with thinking she is too extra smart, stabbed the back of that only that woman has worked for. Maid, you are not my mate. That Bhagavad Gita that the NDA picks up or the RSS picks up and then has people like you as party members should always keep in mind the 4 classes and stations of life, not because of what and how homes are run and when it suits Mr. Modi, but according to whatever and however at a nascent stage how the birth is and the provision is, irrespective of Mr. Modi and Modi's cheap understanding of maligning anything that he touches to suit agendas which are very selfish. Yes, Mr. Modi, Bhagavad Gita उठाओ तो समझो क्या है. It's not a question of what work someone's doing. Before doing any work in my house, deciding not to keep domestic help in my home, there is 96,100,000 paid to the builder to buy this property. The governance that you do is so great, and the digitization and bridging the inequality of money is so great that you are stealing from those who are God-given good births and lying about them. That's what your RSS party members do, because they also work as maids in homes like ours. और वो मेरे मेट्स नहीं बनते हैं, नौकर बनते हैं. आइदर यू डिसाइड तुमको भागवत गीता उठा के उसको फॉलो करना है, लेकिन उसका वाट नहीं लगाते हैं जैसे तुमने लगाया है. होलियर देन दाउ दोज हु प्रिटेंड आर एनीथिंग बट. और जो इतने डेस्परेट भगवान का नाम लेके भगवान बनना निकलते हैं, माना उसके कॉम्पिटेंसी गवर्नेंस के लिए 0 है. दैट्स व्हाई ही नीड्स टू कम डाउन टू दोज लेवल्स. If he was competent, he would have worked like the Congress without opening the mouth but doing lot of good work. First he has taken the Bhagavad Gita, then he has gone and brainwashed everybody, the Islam style, with the Bhagavad Gita. Then he has talked about extraditing who? Dawood. Gave you demonetization instead. Then he talks about Hafiz Said this term. What he's going to do? Burn everything down. Or do made up. When you are being given salaries to do the work, you call that empowerment. You are bloody useless heast. Total shit. Maid is you. You're supposed to, if you take a salary working at my home, maid is you. समझी? पगार जो तू लेती है वही बोले. और FD इंटरेस्ट नहीं होता है कि उसको तू पगार बनाए. समझी? HDFC बैंक. Yes, you have done something in the time when HDFC Bank has come to fill in forms for my HDFC का FDs. तुमने किसको भेजा है, क्या रिकॉर्डिंग किया है, क्या ऊपर नीचे ऑन पर्पस किया है, वो पूछने लायक है. That's my FD. Interest on FD. It's called an investment, no bloody fucking salary. Because you made it MS. JAYA.ADVANI. Kotak Bank said, do not put MS, it becomes wrong. But you got me to do MS, right? On the back of it, you knew what was happening. And the shit started. So you think you are going to make more money in the future? 50 पैसे के लिए तू बिकेगा नहीं. That's bad karma outcomes. No joke. ऐसे हर कोई तुमको बोले ना, क्योंकि डिजिटली इतना ऊपर नीचे हुआ है, सच बोलूं, the debts associated with this digital effort of shit, वो debts और कर्ज तू कब चुकता करेगा आत्मिक रूप से? Beyond the foul play and the fool play connected with your digital bullshit, that's anybody's guess. Permanent bloody क्या? What are you? Permanent residents and resident of Nark and Patal going forward. Who ripped whom? Did both get ripped? He's also from a very good family, from what I understood. So much so that when I was leaving the marriage in 2002, complaining to Mrs. Ritu Malia and to Koshi Gupta, she said Sanjeev spends more time around Anand Khandelwal and Dee because he's from a very rich family, very well to do. So maybe Sanjeev is still settling himself in life, and so he's sucking up to Anand Khandelwal for those reasons. So I was told this boy is from a very good family. His parents' home, they bought it, the apartment next to Mr. Ramesh Advani on that Ali Asgar road only, at Alsur. Both were new constructions. But then anyone who's from a good family, above reproach, becomes a suspect. It depends what he got his network to believe, how many more people the MLM went and destroyed, and how much confusion it created. Even if it is only a chip. That chip, according to Elon Musk and Neuralink, in his interview with Lex Fridman, is a 2-hour procedure. So I don't know. The artificial intelligence and grabbing information, putting it onto the knock and the SATA without anybody's knowledge, was sneaky behavior done through the 90s and the 2000s. Where it generates from, I don't know. I believe it comes from Google. A lot of the stuff is registered on Google's knock and SATA drives. Sam made up. Sam कौन है? Who's Sam? Bartila का boyfriend? Sam shapeshifted for Mr. Kanaya at some point in time while she was working as a maid at Fort Jaswal. So Sam is the real name of that who shapeshifted for Mr. Kanaya at Fort Jaswal. Then the two of them went to America and worked as cleaners where? In my dream, it was shown that she was hanging around Denzel Washington and she was cleaning Ben Stiller's home at LA maybe, or in America somewhere. That girl is not Varsha. My sister Varsha was CRISPR'd. Indu. Let's not give the name Varsha. Let's give my sister her horoscope name, which is called, her natal chart name, which is called Indu. Indu and myself have been brought up with at least 4 to 6 staff members in various categories from the time and before even we were born. Now at 51, I have decided not to keep staff to do the cleaning of my home till the issue is not sorted out. And many people are going to do the same thing according to my understanding. Because what you are doing is you are grabbing via word association and changing ownership. While as of now you think it's a game, it's not a game. It is Modi's group of heisters around the world, along with the poverty associated with the RSS and the BJP of yesteryears. It is their members who have done the stealing and handshaking with people over the border. How many criminals went on to become members of parliament is anybody's guess. Yes, does Taylor shapeshift for Modi? Then he wanted to, with a syringe, be gladiator. Then that jabbing is that syringe only. Connecting the body to artificial intelligence and wrongly typifying, classifying people, that is conduit to stealing assets and banking accounts. Also, they have broken so many families and placed so much garbage from the sewers into families with the same faces, and they dare to call it Advait. Please ask the Shankaracharya if it is Advait, and ask the proper ones. Hopefully they are still alive. According to my understanding, I think both Saif and Andy separately would have gotten affected. N could be Nikhil Advani, because Andy actually is Anand Khandelwal. As I told you, Anand Khandelwal, don't know which school he went to, but he was definitely Sanjeev Lekhraj's friend, Praveen's friend. If Sanjeev and Praveen Lekhraj are friends with Anand Khandelwal, Nikhil Advani has to know them. They have to be part of the same network, which they are. Now, RIP means they are all cloned. NA is Nikhil Advani for sure. Andy is, you find out from his friends, anyone who's left behind, whether Anand Khandelwal was known as Andy only because he worked in America or he had moved to America, the USA. That's what Sanjeev told me, that he was known as Andy. That was 2002. Saif is Saif. I'm saying Saif and Siberia. I stopped in my tracks. I said, this guy is in Siberia. Okay, I don't think he is looking like Saif at that point in time. I don't think he's looking like Saif. I'm saying, but he's behaving completely like a Bombay boy, like South Bombay, and somebody we would have known in our interaction. And not known him, but he's so much like the South Bombay people we've grown up with or interacted with. I don't know, his attitude just reminds me of somebody like the normal crowd I would have known in Bombay. No, not that kind. That kind I can't get along. The Varsha you brought in now, she's not my background. उसमें कुछ है ही नहीं वर्षा का. तुमने उसको रेप्लिका बना के उसको भेजा है. वो वर्षा मेरी हिंदू वर्षा नहीं है, उसकी डुप्लीकेट है. तुमको ग्रैब करना है एसेट्स, तू किसी को भी उठाएगा, but those who have their own assets, why will they shapeshift into somebody else's home? It's those who you pick up who don't have assets. You make them caretakers, giving them the face of the original just to grab the assets. And they are also very replaceable, because the ability to clone now you can do like as if you are producing Taimur, Ali Khan Pataudi, zillion dolls of the same baby when he is born. That's why. Find out about Taimur Ali Khan Pataudi. जब उसका जन्म हुआ था कितने डॉल्स निकला था ऑफ तैमूर, मिस्टर सैफ अली खान पटाउडी's son? Find out. What do you think that was? That was like your 4 bomb blasts only giving you a message. तो तैमूर के ऊपर that was your terrorists who have hired your bottom of the base of the pyramid, where they've had a very convenient relationship along with the ISI at India. Last how many years? That is their way of giving you a message. Yet once again. So find out in this network, then this network is a good network, quite a big network actually. People we have hung around with, met, introduced, partied in the same parties with, because of our cousins and their network. Many will not take all names. There's no need, because there is somebody grabbing my information that I'm putting out and making it their own. She's the replica. Is she in America? Where are you hiding? You've been backdoor entry running Forge as well. बर्तीला भी तुमने ही रिक्रूट किया है और उसको लगा दिया है ऐसे घरों में, बेन स्टिलर एंड डेंजल वॉशिंगटन. मैन ऑन फायर, मैन ऑन फायर. You set him on fire and ran off with the assets? What did you do? Your billions were burned, were raised on that equity. तेरे जो बिलियंस है कैपिटल इंटेंसिव इंडस्ट्री के अंदर, तुमको इतने बिलियंस कहाँ से मिलता है? वो पैसा जो तुम्हारे शेयर्स में जाता है, वो सोर्स कहाँ से आता है? मिस इन यूएसए. We all know how to have shell setups. Park the money and then route it through institutions which look like they're pouring money into your defunct companies of shit, tin shed. But what is that money really? Where is the source of that money? You are now in America to destroy America. This actually needs to be looked at very, very closely. It is Saif, it is Nikhil Advani, and it is Andy Anand Khandelwal. Without disturbing their family, because most people are very old. But they will destroy the elderly, you won't even know it. It's their elderly that will be slapped and hit, because that's what they've been doing in Bombay. ATS, CID, CBI, RAW, Indian military, whoever is interested. It's Cybera. Saif Ali Khan Pataudi. Was he a Day fan at some point in time? These will be something that probably only the core group would know. Or fan den. Again, if you notice over here, the Khan is missing. Saif Ali Pataudi, the Khan is missing. Siberia is actually showing he's in Siberia. He just reminds me of all the normal people. I'll not say normal and abnormal, no, just people. His style reminds me of what I consider normal while growing up. So, yeah, you've gone out of your way to spoil my face. You apparently have edited my grandfather's genes from my body and kept it only to my mother's side of the family, is what my reading said. That you edited my genes from Europe or in India. You did this sometime in 2001 and then knocked it completely off by 2006, 2007. While I was growing up at Fort Jacksonville with my mother in the house, my father used to say, "You are like your dadi." You've gone completely. Kailash Aunty, Kani, Umesh, Jaya look and seem as if they belong to one family. After my parents divorced, I was always very fondly looked upon by my own dad, because he says, well, you are like Dadi, you're just like Dadi. I say, okay, all right. And you're like your Auntie Kailash. Okay, all right. What happens in 2007? He says you are like your mother. And with him, Kosh also says you are like your mother. That's because my genes were edited on purpose, but it was not done by my own father. It was done by a Sam bullshit connected with Bartila. Sam ever was picked up from Regina Pacis, the boys' school in Baikala? Because Regina Baikala is where Bartila was picked up from. Bartila was given by Regina Pacis to work at my home with form filling, along with the salary, along with a list of work she was expected to do. Nothing from the streets, from the convent itself. With the rider that Bartila has to go back to the convent every Saturday for classes of counseling, or so she can, if she's having problems, wherever the workplace is. At that point in time, it was for Jaswell for those 2 years that she was working. If she has any problems, she can always talk to the sisters over there, the nuns over there, and express herself. If she has any problems, she can definitely confide in the nun. The nun almost immediately has the right, because it is part and parcel of the contract. The nun has the right of pointing fingers and saying, you did this. Bertie has to be returned. The nun has the right of doing that. And that is part and parcel of signing those papers. Yes, it is those nuns who put the pressure of making sure that whoever they are giving, the girl who they are giving to work in our homes, should not have a boyfriend, should not be loitering around. They are only supposed to be sent to Regina Pacis for that one Saturday and then return back to the place of work from Regina Pacis. That's all in the contract. Now, if things like the terrorist groups and the youngsters who they have been hiring, they get involved and they befriend people like Bartila while she is traveling to Regina Pacis and back, and through her an entire network of youngsters, and then call it human rights, but then teach the girl to do the wrong thing. According to my understanding, that is partly the culprit for everything that has gone haywire. Now, keeping Regina Pacis out of the equation, the travel from Fort Jaswell to Regina Pacis takes how much time? She has to go stand at the bus stop. At that time, there are 2 other maids or 4 other maids working at Liberty Cinema, the top floor. They're all uniformed. Not like Bartila at my home where she's plain clothes. They go together maybe. And they take the bus is what she says. They're hanging around the bus stop till the time they get a bus. Then they take that bus, get down at Baikala and go to Regina Pacis. Along the way, they have befriended 2 boys on bikes. Who are those 2 boys on bikes? Those 2 boys on bikes have influenced these 2 girls, or influenced that one girl. Then arranged for what? That girl was employed at my home. Signing for her was done with my hands. And not signing for her, but signing the contract. Later on, Anita has gone to talk to the nuns. How did she represent herself at Baikala? She is Anita Merchant. She was shape-shifting as my mother, or she was my mother? So the confusion is connected to that, at least when it comes to Bertila or Bertie or Birdie. Then that cheap network of confusion in the name of human rights and social justice. But actually they are terrorist outfits. And terrorist outfits which are influencing the youngsters. They went to the NGOs. So that's how you mess it up, basically. Nothing else. And you're not my bae. When I say basically, I mean very nascently. Okay, now you will say, why are you talking this way? It's nothing against Regina Pashes. In fact, for them also it becomes a problem. But not as much as a problem as it is for people who have to hire that staff. Tomorrow anything happens with a girl, they can train the girl how to work in the house. They've got all the bloody filling up of the forms, down to what work you want them to do, to what salary you will pay them. Then the contract is signed, what all is expected, but they can't train the girl that you must not befriend outsiders, you must not actually get enticed, you don't know what kind of people they are. The other thing is, did Bertila herself, during some time when she's gone from Fo Jaswal to Regina Pashes, was she done away with and cloned herself? That's another thing for open thinking, whether something like that happened to the original. Anything is possible. No, anything is possible. One thing you must not keep screeching, some why am, I'm not sermonizing. All this that is over here about Siberia was told to you before only. You go to the earlier videos if I have not deleted the channel. Oh, I've privatized all of them. So ideally the CID should be looking at it. For that I want to see your face. So we know we are in the proper hands. I don't wait. I'm an Indian citizen. And so as an Indian citizen, I'm doing my duty. That's it. So what we're trying to do is show you what's on the internet over here. Now, as the browser wants me to verify stuff instead, and then we have some idiot talking from the fan at the same time. So it's asking us to identify crosswalks. So let's see if this works. The asshole who went rerouted my router to some shit somewhere is part and parcel of this shit. That's why all this confusion. Don't call it a system because you are sold. Don't mix it. Still asking to move ahead, asking for this kind of shit. This kind of shit happens only when somebody comes, reroutes the router. If this is a terrorist group, please find out what they're doing and why they're doing what they're doing. Because they're cheapsters. Wants to identify the bicycle. So these are the guys who've been chasing tail of mine from earlier days. This is the same lot of asses who were populating with lots of information through 2013, ever since I got back from New Zealand. This is kind of the same group. This shit never used to happen before. Started only after those three pigs came and rerouted the router. So should we say Purva Palm Beach has elements connected with terrorism? Working in what category and which capacity? Okay, now what is of interest over here is primarily, okay, the Popular Front of India. It is a political Islamist organization at India. It engages in a radical and exclusivist style of Muslim minority politics, formed to counter Hindutva groups. It was banned by the Indian Ministry of Home Affairs and Unlawful Activities Act. It was founded in 2006 with the merger of the Karnataka Forum for Dignity and the National Development Front. The organization describes itself as a neo-social movement committed to empower people to ensure justice, freedom, and security. It advocates for Muslim reservation, and it is in 2012 that the organization conducted protests against alleged use of the UAPA law to detain innocent citizens. PFI has been accused of involvement in anti-national and anti-social activities by the Indian government. In 2012, the government of Kerala claimed that the organization was a resurrection of the banned terrorist outfit Students Islamic Movement of India, the SIMI, and an affiliate of the Indian Mujahideen. What is it? Mujahideen. Okay, what is it? Mujahideen. PFI has often been in violent clashes with the RSS. In parts of Kerala and Karnataka, activists have been found with lethal weapons, bombs, gunpowder, swords by the authorities. Several allegations have been made on the organization for having links with terrorist organizations like the Taliban and Al Qaeda. The Taliban and the Al Qaeda showed itself in the read earlier in the Scrabble throw. The organization has various wings to cater to different sections of society, including the National Women's Front and the Campus Front of India, including the wings, and banned by Ministry of Home Affairs, extended to 8 affiliate organizations of PFI. The PFI started in Kerala as successor to National Development Front in 2006. It went on to merge with the Karnataka Forum of Dignity of Karnataka and the Manitha Niti Pasarai in Tamil Nadu, and later in 2009 with Goa's Citizens Forum, Rajasthan's Community Social of Educational Society, West Bengal's Nagarik Adhikar Suraksha Samiti, Manipur Lilong Social Forum, and Andhra Pradesh's Association of Social Justice. You are the ones chasing my tail in this house. There's no social justice in misrepresenting employers and owners of properties and exchanging them with the staff that works at the employer's home. Foul play is what you have been observed for, with no ethics, no manners, no nothing. You're also cloning people, shape-shifting them in and out of homes. तो ये कचरा का डब्बा का कचरा बिहेवियर ऐसे ही कुछ से आ रहा है क्योंकि एथिक्स बिल्कुल जीरो है. 400 VC एट द ग्रेटेस्ट लेवल. और तू सोचता है कि यू हैव एवरी अथॉरिटी टू डू व्हाट यू डू एंड यू आर इन्फ्लुएंसिंग द यंगस्टर्स, including those who are going to other people's homes to work, to join you in your useless, nefarious movement. You have done it at my home here. You have probably done this with Bartila in Bombay. Yes. This artificial bullshit connected with overwriting things, including with what you have fitted into my body. At the time the hairstylist from Get Look has come to my home to do some, that was what, jabbing something into the body, the right shoulder blade. How did that happen? I was given a massage for the shoulder. That jabbing, actually this shit started only after this Get Look ki ek, but that is run by some Goyal with an Indian surname. So it comes down to one thing. Today you don't know who is actually the real Indian. Goyal is a good surname, very much Indian. Can't think twice about it being anything but Hindu. But that's where they hide. So Surli Goyal from my school, her brother is Ashish Goyal. Ashish Goyal is AB's friend. They all go to GD Sumani school. Ashish Goyal is Ashish Bhatia, AB's friend. Going back to Cuff Parade days, the 90s, HR college, and before that, it is GD Sumani school. Ashish Bhatia, towards the end of our 5-year term of college, has gone on a school trip of ex-GD Sumani boys. The who's who from their Marwadi Gujarati community All would be sitting on their father's gatti had things been proper. And they would be great employers for the next generation, just like Mr. Anand Khandelwal. Or then Saif Ali Khan Pataudi. Nikhil Advani's father was a professional. Nikhil Advani would grow to be a professional. If luck supports him, he starts a business, he'd do very well. Or then be a high ranking professional in whichever industry he wishes to join. Wherever he goes, he will definitely make it without spoiling karma and being unethical or joining nefarious activities. That's the rider. My question over and over again keeps on going to one point. When this bunch of boys, there are about 25, 30 of them who have gone to I don't know where in Rajasthan, did all of them come back safe and sound? Because by then, our Chikna Vaishnav Bhatia boy who has first met me as Ashish Bhatia in Maker Towers, when I was leaving my Nani's home down in the building, I've come down 10 floors, I'm with my mom. That boy, you look at him and you say, my God, what a fair boy with green stubble on his face, but he's smelling of garlic. Okay. The same boy, 4 years down the line, when he has called me to my college, I've come back from Bangalore from a holiday, and he said, well, college is starting this day. I'm very excited to go back to college. So I go to college, except that no, that information is wrong. College is going to start the next day or 2 days afterwards. But it is 7 in the morning. We're there for the first class. There's nobody. Most things are locked. We get into a conversation with him, but what we ask him is, how come you have become so dark-skinned? How come you've tanned so much? His energy is completely different. Vaishnav Bhatiyas are generally Vishnu Vaishnavites. They're Thanda lot. Also, most of them are vegetarian by default. This boy, his energy was completely different, but in those days, you can't even think कि ये जो है may not be who he says he is. His entire energy is different. Also, he has worked out a lot. So his body is now worked out. It is probably the later version who is more fit, darkish, let's just say wheatish reddish skin, and a completely different energy, very different from the Thanda Vaishnavite. Because in the Vaishnav community, my mom got married to, in her second marriage, she got married into that community only. So what Kiran uncle was as a 6-year-old, we remember, 5-year-old we remember. We know exactly what his traits and qualities are. Fast forward to 2007-8, it's a different story yet once again. Taking it back, it goes to Ashish Bhatia, but it is this more dusky skin, red faced guy with coarse hair, a thicker crop of hair on his head, with whom all the GD Sumani boys have gone for a reunion, school reunion, and in there are all the key business house youngsters, the next in line for taking their father's business, their grandfather. They're all those, well, traditionally they are business homes, from good business homes. That's why actually one needs to go and look if how their businesses did. Are they still employment generators? Or have they only been spending their forefathers' money? What is the situation in their homes? Because if there was a trend of replicating people and it had already started, then you can understand how the situation is. SAP over here is Saif Ali. We just say Ali Khan, but ideally it should have been SAKP. So Saif Ali Khan Pataudi, Siberia, it's supposed to be Siberia, Fanden. But then the real Saif name is there, SAIF, and that with Andy, who is Anand Khandelwal for sure. Not sure about Anand Kotak with his wife Gayatri. And Nikhil Advani, because that's NA, Arya's son. For whom Nikhil Advani, we have got Nick, Nixie, Nickel, NIC, NIK, NIXI, and NICEL or NICAL. Those are shapeshifters for Nikhil Advani, is what I'm guessing, or they have presented themselves as him at some point in time before they got better roles to do somewhere else. Siberia Pan, Den, where to place this F, I'm not sure. He got married to his Russian girlfriend, so he's a married man. RF, I don't think, maybe he knew or RF did some work for him or they had some interaction. That's Rocky Fernandez, Rosie Fernandez. That just depends on how they have interacted with each other at which level. Rocky Fernandez, Rosie Fernandez, Tony Fernandez, we keep getting over and over again that they did some work for Rao, as well as Ritu. Shape-shifting in and out of places, depending on what opening they were given to do something somewhere. I don't know about Tony Fernandez. Tony Fernandez is from Times of India. Did he have a face bleach? Did he have a body bleach? Because this is what they used to keep putting in the classifieds. Did he move abroad? Was he a shapeshifter? Did he move on to other work? There's one guy who looks like Shom. For sure, Shom was a very sweet guy. He was working at Times of India. He was not nicely treated by Mr. Verghese. He left and then joined Rediff. Then from there he moved. He just disappeared, but he was in a very high position. So did he join, like, there's somebody in Musk's camp that reminds me of Shom. Another one reminds me of Shutupa Roy. Rupa's voice they were playing over here all the time. She's also from Times of India. So anyway, if you've understood about the PFI, we'll just finish it yet once again so that it is it is clear why I am discussing the PFI. A common platform was formed in cooperation with South India Council as an outcome of regional discussion attended by Muslim social activists and intellectuals from South India states at Bangalore on 25th and 26th of January 2004. It has taken up the issue of the reservation in government and private sector jobs and parliament and assemblies, and is in cooperation with the Confederation of Muslim Institutions in India. It organized a 2 day workshop in Muslim reservations on the 26th and 27th November 2005 at Hyderabad. Inaugurated by Rajya Sabha member Rahman Khan. Criticism and accusations. The various allegations include connections with various Islamic terrorist groups, possessing arms, kidnapping, murder, intimidations, hate campaigns, rioting, love jihad, various acts of religious extremism. In 2010, the assault of Professor T.J. Joseph was published who published a controversial question paper supposedly insulting the Islamic prophet Muhammad, was linked to the PFI. One of its founding leaders has also stated that PFI's goal is to establish the Islamic State in India. However, the charges were denied by the organization, which added that the accusations were fabricated to malign the organization. An IB officer said that PFI preaches to its cadres that killing of the right wing activists would provide them religious rewards in the afterlife. Okay, there is like the murder of rival organization members. So over there you have like the CPIM, RSS, they've all been at the receiving end. Akilya Bharatiya Vidyarthi Parishad. They're stabbing people basically. So I'm not going to get into all this thing, but you can always look at it. It's the Wikipedia. Primarily it looks to be from Kerala, from a looks of it. It says in August 2019, charges were framed against 18 members of PFI. Investigations claim that Ramalingam was murdered on conspiracy after he tried to interfere in the conversion led by the Deva team of PFI. Dawa, not Deva, it is Dawa, DAWAH, Dawa team of PFI. In August 2021, the key conspirator Rahman Sadiq was arrested for the murder, who was in hiding since 2 years. On May 22nd, a rally was organized by PFI in Alappuzha, Kerala, called Save the Republic, a child sitting on the shoulder of another person. Isn't that like what? Raise the slogan, Hindus should keep rice for the last rites and Christians should keep incense for the last rites. If you live decently, you can live in the land. If you don't live decently, the PFI knows Azad freedom. Live decently, decently, decently. So, according to my understanding, whatever's hiding in this fan is connected with the PFI kind of people only. I am not a PFI, I am a Hindu. Mrs. Madhav E. Reddy also was a Hindu. After we went to Azad Maidan police station in Bombay for the RC, came to Bangalore, things settled okay, but then we were sent the form from Bombay to fill it. When that courier came over here, we signed it and sent it back for the RC for the Vento in Bombay. After that, Madhav E. Reddy's husband got into an accident, a very heavy accident. Madhav E. is not over there. That is JAYA.ADVANI. This is Jaya Kanyalal Hukumatrai Advani. This one. You have morphed my face with white dhabbas on my face. You've done the same thing to the Shapurji Palunji boy, Mr. Cyrus Mistry. You got one lone photo out on the internet, उस पे तुमने white डब्बाज उसके फेस चेहरे के ऊपर लगा दिया है. दोनों चीक्स, फॉरहेड, उसको भी डिफेस करने की कोशिश तुम लोग किया है. Same what you have done with my photos. Wherever you people have gone, rear door entry, you have stolen lots of things. Also, you have gone defacing photos. Normal people don't do that. And whenever you've gone defacing photos, you can be assured at least 50% of their family members have been cloned. Originals left where to die, God only knows. You must keep your cheap tricks to yourself. This cheap tricks from uneducated, illiterate, immoralistic, unethical asses doesn't work on me. Okay? हाँ, तू मेड्स को ही हायर करेगा क्योंकि वही आएंगे तुमसे पैसा लेने के लिए. बाकी जिसके पास माँ बाप और भगवान ने अच्छा जन्म दिया है वो तुमको एक सहारा क्यों देंगे? तुम्हारा जो पॉलिटिक्स इतना जो घटिया है, कैसे लोग उसमें शामिल होते हैं? Politics was filthy in the 70s. By 2006 to 2024, how much filthier it must have become. After all, inflation के जैसे filth also becomes more, no? So you likely literally the sewage. That's why I can't stand your energy. Now, what is important is the links of this kind of organization. No, I need to ask the society. When the three boys have rerouted my router, in a place we're giving you $5,000 as maintenance per month. You have just allowed somebody, you've left the router open to reset it. If my home is being viewed by these kind of organizations, how are you going to take the onus? Along with Bangalore police. How should we understand then? Okay, what is very important is to understand links to terrorist organizations. 2010, the PFI was alleged to have links with banned Islamic terrorist organizations, which is Students Islamic Movement of India, that's the SIMI. The PFI's national chairman, Mr. Abdul Rahman was the former National Secretary of SIMI, while the organization's state secretary. Mr. Abdul Hamid was SIMI's former state secretary. Most former leaders of SIMI were either identified with PFI or were holding various portfolios in the organization. Now, when the word SIMI was taken, somebody played tick 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 sound from inside my body. So that RD Vision, who presents herself as a tarot reader, over her channel what was said when my TV was being viewed in my bedroom, अब जो कुछ भी होगा अंदर से ही होगा. Would the CID of India like to have a look in the matter? Along with a proper, you'll need a huge team of the ATS. Along with figuring out who in the Indian Army can actually handle. Tomorrow there'll be a siege will be done for. I've told you this before also. I'm not joking. You better have a plan how it is within housing societies. Tomorrow a father murders the son, or the son murders the old parents or the grandparents. How are you going to handle it? Because that's the real challenge. No original parents of decent people will ever do that, and if they're decent people, they'll have a proper lineage. It'll be handed from great grandfather to grandfather to grandfather to son to grandson. Everyone has to keep the family name intact, not this kind of activity. But if there is a case of people because of this kind of activity, without anyone's knowledge, being cloned, replicated, shapeshifted for, who do you blame? The alleged SIMI connection has been dubbed baseless by leaders of the PFI, claiming that the front was launched in 1993, whereas SIMI ban was much later, 2001. Retired Indian Army officer Mr. PC Kartoch has claimed that the PFI maintains links with the Pakistani intelligence agency, which is ISI, which my reading also has been picking up. Not about the PFI, but something. These words were picked up. ISI was picked up. Lashkar was picked up. Lashkar-e-Toiba. Taliban, I think, was picked up. Or Al-Qaeda was picked up. Right? In 2012, the government of Kerala informed the High Court of the opinion that the activities of the PFI were inimical to the safety of the country and that it is nothing but a resurrection of the banned outfit Students Islamic Movement of India, the SIMI, with another front. In its argument to ban the organization's Independence Day program dubbed Freedom Parade, the High Court dismissed the government's stand but upheld the ban imposed by the state government. In 2010, the Kerala police seized country-made bombs, weapons, CDs, several documents containing Taliban and Al-Qaeda propaganda from PFI activists. The raids conducted were subsequently termed undemocratic and unconstitutional by the organization. As of 6th of September 2010, as informed to the State High Court by the Kerala government, no evidence has been found by the police in its probe into the allegations of links to Hizbul Mujahideen, Lashkar-e-Taiba, they are not Toiba, they Taiba, LET or Al-Qaeda. However, in April 2013, a series of raids by the Kerala police on PFI centers across North Kerala found lethal weapons, foreign currency, human shooting targets, bombs, explosive raw materials, gunpowder, swords, among other things. The Kerala police claimed that the raid revealed the terror face of the PFI. January 2016, one member was sentenced to 7 years and five members were sentenced to 5 years of prison by the National Investigation Agency, the NIA. Okay? Yes, but if these guys, this is in which year? We're talking about which year? 2016. We're talking about times that have already gone. 12, 2002. From that time, you think they're going to keep quiet and just say, okay, okay? No, they'll find other ways of doing things. November 2017, Kerala police identified 6 members of PFI who had joined the Islamic State, possibly moving to Syria using fake passports. November 2019, the central government provided Z security to Justice S. Abdul Nazir, one of the judges of the Supreme Court of India and part of the bench which passed the Ayodhya verdict due to threats from the PFI. Don't know what that is. Okay, so anyway, these guys do arms training camp in Narath. Again, it is the Kerala police and Kannur. Then there's kidnapping and murder of boys for ransom. That's in Mysore and Karnataka. So 2 boys were kidnapped on 8th June 2011 from SBRR Mahajana College premises in Mysore and murdered by members of Karnataka Forum of Dignity or for Dignity, who sought ransom of 5 crore rupees to raise funds for the organization. Following the arrest of these KFD members, Karnataka state government requested the union government to ban Karnataka Forum for Dignity. The SMS campaign. Against people of the Northeast. So after the Assam riots in 2012, an SMS hate campaign was launched in the south of India, threatening people from northeast with retribution, particularly after Ramzan. Investigators traced the source of the hate messages to Harkat ul Jihad al Islam and the PFI along with its affiliate organizations. Okay, which is the Manita Niti Pasarai and Karnataka Forum for Dignity. More than 60 million messages were sent on a single day on 13th August 2012. Some 28-30% of the messages were found to have been uploaded from Pakistan. The SMS campaign was designed to create a panic amongst the people from the northeast, forcing them to flee. It led to a mass exodus of 30,000 people from cities of Pune, Chennai, Hyderabad, the national capital Delhi. The Union Home Ministry banned bulk SMS and MMS for 15 days to quell rumors and threats. Attack on TJ Joseph by PFI activists. So 27 alleged PFI activists in conjunction with the incident in which they severed the hand of a Kerala professor who they thought had made derogatory references to the Islamic prophet Muhammad. At the time of the attack, Joseph was coming back from his duties at a private Christian college. Okay, so they basically are using the Taliban model, and the Kerala State Police claimed to be unearthing a vast network of the PFI. And after a series of raids on homes of PFI members, the district secretary of the PFI threatened the officer with the consequences if he continued raiding the houses of the activists. On 9th July 2010, it was reported PFI installations were raided by the police and that they had found propaganda videos from the global Islamic network Al Qaeda possessed in possession of one alleged PFI member, and a rifle, fake SIM cards, fake identity cards in possession of another member of the PFI. As a result of the incident, the BJP called a ban on the PFI and and an examination of possible links between the PFI and the Taliban by the National Investigation Agency. One of the chief accused in the case, Professor Anas, was acquitted. He had contested to win the local elections from jail. He alleged the accusation is a scheme devised by the NIA and the police to deliberately target the PFI. Okay, so now you understand. This PFI is quite So in 2020, the Union Law Minister also Ravi Shankar Prasad has stated that the PFI could have played a part in violence surrounding some protests against the Citizenship Amendment Act Enforcement Directorate. Also informed the Ministry of Home Affairs and is investigating a Prevention of Money Laundering Act probe. However, the PFI denied any link with the protest against the CAA in the country and called it a cheap campaign against the PFI. Creation of the Islamic State in India, 2017. India Today, an undercover operation interviewed Ahmad Sharif, a founding member of the PFI and the managing editor of the PFI Moutheast Tejas. In the interview, Tejas is sounding Hindu, was joining the PFI. In the interview, when questioned whether the motive of the PFI and Satya Sarini is to convert India into an Islamic country, he said, all over the world, why only India? After making India an Islamic state, and then they will go to other states. He also admitted that the PFI had picked up funding from the Middle East in the past and transferred it into India through Hawala channels. PFI wants to establish an Islamic state in India by 2047, as of what the NIA has found out. They've had forced conversion, then they have on accusations and counter charges. So the PFI in 2012 launched a nationwide campaign, Why the Popular Front, detailing the alleged false accusations and attempts by mainstream media and other organizations to tarnish the image. The organization maintains that it strives to restore the rights of the depressed and marginalized sections of Indian society. Further, the organization filed complaints with the Press Council of India against 10 newspapers, Hindi and English, and the attempt to tarnish the image of the PFI. 2013, in line with the PFI countercharge, Coastal Digest reported that the NI and IB denied that they had shared any such information, denying the claims by the media. It was in response to the 2012 complaints against 10 newspapers. March 2015, Indian intelligence agencies reported that the role of the PFI in the 2011 Mumbai bombing, 2012 Pune bombing, 2013 Hyderabad blast had been found. So, India's intelligence, as late as 2015, said that the role of the PFI was there in 11 Mumbai bombing, 12 Pune bombing, 13 Hyderabad bombing. And then later on, those claims again were denied by the PFI. Okay, so all I'm saying is Freedom Parade on Indian Independence Day. The PFI and its allies conducted the Freedom Parade on the 15th of August 2009 and 2010, celebrating Indian Independence Day. The parade was followed by a public meeting. In 2010, the parade was conducted in Udupi and Mettupalayam. In the previous year, it was conducted at Mangalore and Madurai. The Kerala State Police banned the Freedom Parade, stating it would jeopardize communal harmony. The ban was challenged in the Kerala High Court, which upheld the ban. The intelligence wing of Kerala Police had informed the High Court that PFI is the new face of banned Islamist group Students Islamic Movement of India, the SIMI, and is engaged in fundamentalist and anti-national activities. Okay, so anyway, you can still read up on it, but you can see that there is connections. The Indian government have banned them, but they still are functioning. How have they been functioning? What have they been doing? Rear to entry. No, finally, it's very detrimental to everybody, whether it is them or it's their affiliates. So the government of India in 2022, 28th of September, declared PFI as an unlawful association and banned them temporarily for 5 years under the UAPA Act. The government reasoned that the organization was prejudicial to the integrity, sovereignty, and security of the country, and cited PFI's alleged connection with terror organizations like the SIMI and the Jamaat ul Mujahideen, Bangladesh, and Islamic State of Iraq and Syria. Okay, but somewhere we read that they are also connected somewhere with human rights. What's it called? Social justice groups. So this nonsense you do in my house, changing identity of people, you call it what? You are whatever you have done illegally, including the rerouting of the router. Looks like you are connected to these kind of organizations. Who gave you the right to just come reroute my router? And who in our society supports this bullshit? Hidden backdoor entry. That the CID should actually come in and ask ATS के साथ तुम लोगों को उठा के पटके. No, that's not. जो शायद आया था ये टीवी ऑल्टी को सेटिंग करने के लिए, देन ही वांटेड टू ब्लूटूथ इट टू what kind of a network? This router of mine that you have rerouted and all that fuck all sounds you are playing in my home all the time, where it is coming from? When we are asking bank people to come to our home, who is shape-shifting as them and thinking they are too smart, and then changing information. I don't get a salary from the banks because I don't work for the banks. What, you want us to stop giving FDs to the banks? What do you want us to do? If our money is giving us some interest per month and it's an FD, you want us to stop that? You have converted it via your bullshit to make it look like I am working in my own house. No, fuck you, go to hell. That builder is able to become a builder of some repute because people like us spend with him and give him business. Otherwise वो चन्ना भी नहीं बेचेगा और चन्ना खाने का औकात भी नहीं रहेगा उसका. So what you want to do in this country? You should answer for it and take responsibility for questions spoken to you hiding behind that shit fan connected to what you have fitted in my ear and my body. You garbage. तुम स्यूअर है, स्यूअर का आत्मा. ऐसे कीचड़ के पाताल भी तुमको नहीं रखेगा. 10 कल्पा नरक के लिए. Yes, that boy called Syed with the girl who was working in my home. Only time she wears a bloody mask from outside. Straight out of those Bombay Marine Line streets. You have chased my tail all the way to Bangalore house, apartment of mine. Hey, you don't say, don't talk shit. तू जो है पता नहीं क्या है रस्तों का. Don't mix it. क्या? So let the CID do the job of finding you people. वही सही है तुमको सही करने के लिए. गोपाल इज द वॉचमैन. शायद उसका बेटा तो नहीं है चार जासवल का. जासवल बिल्डिंग पे शायद का नाम नीचे लिखा था ऑन द गूगल मैप्स. ही पुट हिज समथिंग ओवर देयर, बट गोपाल इज द वॉचमैन ओवर देयर. एंड दैट वॉचमैन एंड दिलीप द वॉचमैन वर पुट ओवर देयर after my marriage broke and I returned to the house. तो वो marine lines का जो face है completely changed down to Kamath restaurant which has been there from the day I was born. That also got sold and bought by somebody and converted it to Liberty restaurant. That 5-month marriage, who crossed paths with me from what kind of a place created how much mayhem for everybody. Actually, that marriage should be investigated. That timeline of my entire life, bolu, minutely, like the magnifying glass, which my tarot read was talking about, should be looked at for every jigsaw puzzle, even the smallest, tiniest bit, like your smart neural dust, should be found to find out what all this shit is. So anyway, here also RF connected with Cybera, Panden, but this has got to do with Safe. NA and Andy RIP. How? I don't know. Is it their neural network RIP? Have they been put onto a neural network of people who are not very good? Or are they genuinely physically removed and cloned for? Can be any of them. Nikhil Advani's wife is very well off. She's the only daughter. Yes, from a very good family, very good people. And Pakka Sindhis. My understanding is notching it up by the miscreants happened within no time of this marriage happening between Nikhil Advani and his wife. They misused lots of, not the couple never misused a lot. It would have been the shapeshifters who would have misused everything to the hilt. It has to be established because NA being Nikhil Advani, Andy being his friend, Sanjeev Lekhraj being the common conduit with Praveen Lekhraj. How Saif fits in? Only because some of them could have shape-shifted or been in the same industry, shape-shifting on screen for somebody they were working, one of the stars they were working for. Maybe, maybe not. But then would he really be the original Mr. Ramesh Advani's son? That's big question mark. Because the father was very intelligent and he was a corporate man. So I don't know if he would prefer that his son work for stars. He would prefer he works in the corporate sector and makes it big there. Without harming anybody and without being unethical. Because his father used to be very particular. Nikhil's the only one amongst all our cousins. We'll be sitting and yapping till 6 in the morning. And basically a very naughty lot of us. Nikhil needs to shut his eyes and go to sleep because his father is very strict with him. He can't keep his eyes open beyond 9:30, 10 in the night. He needs to go to sleep. And we go and irritate him simply because, well, we say he's like goody two shoes. That's how he's been brought up by his parents. My mum used to be that sort while she was in my home, but then it was freedom for my sister and me the minute she left, and that was by age 10. And in my sister Indu's case, age 7. So my dad was a cool guy after that. But Nikhil's parents were very strict. So habitually, even in summer holidays or Diwali holidays, if all us cousins get together, there's no chance that this guy stays awake. He goes to sleep by 9:30, 10. He needs to eat early, sleep early. It's just habitual. Wake up early by 7 in the morning. The rest of us wake up at 1 and 2 in the afternoon. And then go for a swim to the clubs. Or go for movies or whatever. That's just it. How does RF come in? Is it radio frequency? Is it Rocky Fernandez, Agnello Fernandez, Rosie Fernandez? Is that something? Is it Fa? PAN, are we talking about PAN cards? In India, the PAN card is required for the financial dealings. So, are you saying financial dealings moved to the den at Russia or Siberia? Is this connected with Putin or Putin, who's got 137 billion of Indian rupees parked over there? Don't play sounds from my body. Don't do that. You don't do that. Now, who is Anne is the big question. ये Anne है कौन? Well, on the internet, some of the tarot readers are talking about what? The golden age, Aquarius age, everybody at one page, everybody at one line. Goes with social justice, financial freedom. That's what they say in Europe. At University of Waikato, the students were talking about behavioral problems associated with me. But my cottage is the only one where they are saying, what? The dean of the management school is saying what? He has to follow the trail of the Saudi money. And they have to follow the instructions. One professor loses his life who dared to give me good marks according to the work put out. He was dead in the semester break. That we come to know when we go back to university. The other professor who's written so many papers gets scared, so he puts me in a group that basically doesn't do the required work, and so my grades come crashing down. The accommodation manager who turns up 10 days after you write him an email takes the side of that who has done all the miscreant deviant behavior, and it is really outright not good behavior. It's not civilized, it's not civic. We are 4 students sharing a home. It is only my cottage that has different rules compared to the other 25-30 cottages in Orchard Park. They are also students like me only. But they don't have the rules that my cottage has for both semesters. During the semester break, we are moved from one cottage to another because they want to refurbish my cottage. So we have to pack everything, carry all our heavy stuff to the next cottage. That takes about 2-3 days to do, which we do. This came from where I want to ask you. And that accommodation manager is supporting the one who's the wrongdoer. Akka, friends, 2 friends. Akshay Kukreja and his friend Anishka Prasad. How should that be understood? So if you could have taken rumors and word of mouth, and Mary Fitzgerald is very nice professor who says things are chipped into people's body and palms. Now they can do all financial transactions only by swiping the palm itself. You don't need credit cards, debit cards, nothing. So she's way, way, way ahead of her game. That's still 2011, 2012. Now we are 25. So how do we understand? Obviously these dens have mushroomed in other countries also. Yes, those interlinked camps to this, or their mother camps. How do you say? Parent camps? Parent associations? Parent affiliations? They had mushroomed in Europe much earlier. You want to give me a heart attack? Do so. I don't care. When we have subsidiaries and we have companies and we have parent companies, why can't you have parent camps? The ones who groom you, who you are affiliated to. On one hand, you're talking about being some rational organization. Why do you behave so irrationally? You can't make up your mind who you are. तुमको हार्ट अटैक देना है तो हमको कोई फ़र्क नहीं पड़ता है. हमको पता है तो क्या कर सकता है. I know exactly what you've got fitted into my body. But what you don't know is by spirit what all is going to happen. यहाँ पे तो हॉलीडे के लिए आते हैं थोड़े वक्त के लिए, उसके बाद वेटिंग लाइन होता है. You have to be in waiting for a long time before you can get another form. सच्चाई है, no lies. You only keep doing ना कतार में है, कतार में है. तो कतार में है, कतार में है, you in waiting line, wait listed. यहाँ पे तू रोता है, population is too much, except for Elon who wants to make 14-20 kids. You're a Parsi or what? That's the only community that's dwindling, along with the Sindhis. But Sindhis have plenty of Sindhis in Sindh and Pakistan. बहुत है. Sindhi Punjabis, there are many over there who still can carry on the line, at least in Sindh. So anyway, Qatar में है. That's a wait list for even the Atmas. Because the population on earth, how much is going to tolerate at one time? पूरा यूनिवर्स का पॉपुलेशन जो है आके धरती पे एक फॉर्म के अंदर जमा तो नहीं हो सकता है ना, रोटेशन. Okay, so anyway, this N connected with some DEN, connected with Cybera, connected with PFI. There is some interaction. No, it does not mean that she's alive. She may be dead. She may be alive. She may not be alive. Someone connected with her could have been part of running the PFI den or part of the PFI den. It could be somebody who worked for her who was enlisted in the PFI den. But there is an interaction. She could have known somebody and he could be in Cybera. Not that he's involved in this activity. But there is definitely an interlink. How so? Actually, the intelligence needs to find out. First, who is N? How do you spell Eden? Eden. Or maybe it is Eden, Eden. And PFI, Cybera, Eden N. So that becomes Putan and Putan, tan also and 10 versions also, but 5'3" in height. Not more than 5'3", 5'3" in height with shoes 5'5", 5'4". In my family, the ladies are that height, between 5 feet to 2.5. The men are all 5'9", 5'10", 5'11". Tan people to shapeshift. With 137 billion rupees packed in Russia. How? अब वो भी हवाला बोलेगा. हमको एक चीज़ पूछना है, हवाला होता है, लेकिन हवालात का काम कब होगा? वर्षा मिम वर्षा कोई नहीं है. There's no वर्षा. I got one sister called Indu. My little baby Indu, don't know. You phased her out. You first CRISPR'd her to be my mother. She's no more. There's one version of my mom who's no more. So anyway, Kansa and Krishna were born in the same family. Depending on what your values are, you will choose your associate. As far as I'm concerned, my sister is that who was born in 75, was at Forge as well in 75. That's my sister. I don't know anything other than that. Same goes for my mom and my dad. The womb that I was born in is my mom. When you have groups like PFI and all recruiting wildly, the who's who at the bottom of the pyramid have joined them. You want that I am intimidated by you? No, I am not intimidated by you, and nor will I give with your bullshit. तुम्हारे जो माए बाप है जो तुमको ऐसे रिक्रूट करते हैं, उनसे जाओ और बात करो. हमारे घर आके बकवास नहीं करना है. और अगर हमारे घर का नेक्सस जो टूट गया है डुप्लीकेट्स नेक्सस के साथ, आइडली सीआईडी तुम लोगों को अरेस्ट करके हार्ड टैक्टिक्स यूज़ करके मुंह खुलवा के तुम लोगों से बयान लेना चाहिए कि तुम लोगों को क्या पता है कौन है असली कौन है नकली. तुम ही जो हो बॉटम ऑफ द पिरामिड इन मोस्ट इंस्टीट्यूशंस, तुम लोगों को पता है नेक्सस क्या है. यस बर्तीला, गौतम ई, पवित्रा, क्या डांस ड्रामा you did over here, connected with the bullshit, connected with the fan, connected with what's in my body, connected with the door, connected with lots of things. It just picks up things. That association, the maid had gone out when those 3 boys rerouted the router. You are 3 girls, they are 3 boys. What you are working as, what they were working as. So anyway, there is an N, there is the PFI, there is the Cybera, there is Eden. They called Anne the maid of PFI. Some hijra can't make out whether it's a man's voice or a woman's voice. Spoke some shit with a hijra voice. More girly than man, but it was a man. Where does the idiot send voice from? That stupid fan. Or maybe from the TV. So apparently somebody is really insulted in the last 3 days through my readings, because we have actually cracked a raw nerve. So the bastard has started insulting through the fan in my ear. Hijra, when are you going to actually grow some balls? You spineless, ballless prick. गोटी कब ग्रो करेगा ताकि तू थोड़ा आदमी बन के बात करे? छिपता हुआ मेरा नौकर, एक मेड नौकर से ही पैदा हुआ हरामखोर नौकर जो तू है. छिपता हुआ नौकर, हरामखोर क्वालिटी, हराम ई. So anyway, this is another indication of something. Don't know if this has got to do with Dena Bank in any way. Didn't know if they were ever in connected with English in any way. Dena. Or is it Dina? There was a girl called Dina who was part of the Hundalani family. She's one of Jamnu's children, right? Whose daughter is she? So don't know whether it is Na, N-A. Oh, okay. Nikhil Advani and Dina. Dina got married at, that's the same Dina. She got married at which place? Taj Land's End. Nikhil Advani is the number 28 in the reading, where it was told take a microscope or a magnifying glass to look for everything hidden, to shed light on number 24, number 28, number 27 and number 25. Nikhil Advani's father being number 27, Nikhil Advani being 28. Elon being 28, the ex-husband being 27, 25 being Himansha, introduced by Sayogita Saxeria, going back to QUT. But that changes everything at Forge as well. Sayogita Saxeria knows more about what's happening at UB, United Breweries, seems to know. Varsha Advani, and 27 also is Ramesh Advani, Nikhil Advani's father. 24 is Umesh Ingorani, the oldest cousin brother amongst the Advanis. The darkness has been created by number 4 in double measure in those cards. Varsha was not number 4, she was born on 22nd of October. 4 is either NATO, 444 stamped all over it. 4 is America, 4th of July. 4 is my maid, Mrs. Madhav E. Reddy, who's also born on 4th of July. Apparently 4th is also Shapurji Palunji Cyrus Mistry, born on 4th of July. 4 is also Mr. Brin, who's mentioned in this read, Destiny number 4. So there are lots of 4s. That 4 number is an actual problem. Your deep mind also is Google's Brin's number 4 deep mind. That's all the Asur crowd. Unfortunately, that's all that my understanding says. Anyway, when it comes to this give and take, not sure what it is. Cybera, Dina, NA, PFI. You want to tear my skin and make it old? You just keyed in the keyboard, right, for the left side of my body. I was never that egoistical nor connected with my body. Not that I have a disassociative relationship with my body. No, as I said, I'm here for a holiday and also to finish some work along while going through this life holiday up to this point. I'm not taking this body with me. Can't Can't even take the ashes with me. Okay, now I don't know, there is a Nana also involved. PFI Sibera Nana D, or is it ED? E? Is there a Nanda? नंदा का ये हो सकता है, बिकॉज दैट्स व्हाट आई वाज थिंकिंग. आई वाज सेइंग नंदा तो हो ही नहीं सकता है. There was a Mrs. Nanda who was part of the Satya Sai Baba organization. Her son, I don't know what his name was. Was it Neeraj? I can't remember. But he was in the Balvikas play with us in that program. In case, I don't know what he did for a living, but in case he like grew a lot in life and he had an EA, or somebody regrouped with the entire Balvikas network post 2003 or 2002. That would be the shapeshifter, because the shapeshifter, the minute they come into a setup, they're not the original. The original, when she got divorced, she cut ties with everybody, including her best cousins, Mena, Maya, Vidya, Ratan, Rita, Lachu and Rajni. Pretty much everybody, she kind of just cut off with everybody, including her best friend Rita also. Another Rita. And then actually gave them cards through Binu, 2001, for Varsha's wedding. But later on she has regrouped with many people, just the way Varsha created Varsha jo, okay, whatever it is, post 2005-6 sometime she starts Advani Madness, Hundlani chat, Sadrangani chat with all her kitty group people. So there's an overdrive of social activity, both personally as well as through WhatsApp. Could be genuine, it may be with another intent. At least when it comes to Anu Sadrangani, Anita Advani, the regrouping with people, whenever that happened, my first few readings in 2020 itself was telling me about something had happened to my mom. Then another dream also confirmed it, because she was in bedraggled Banarasi sari, pink and mauve. And Satya Sai Baba was part of that dream, where she's also dark skinned, I'm also dark skinned, I'm pretty young, and she's in a bedraggled Banarasi sari. I want to move to the other side where my sister is sitting, on the opposite side of that long boardroom table. Satya Sai Baba does not allow it. He says, no, you sit here with your mother. So I sit second from him with my mother. My mother is right next to him on his left hand side, and I'm next to her. On the right hand side of him are the three boys first, and then the fourth one is Varsha or Indu. So that's what I saw. Seeing my mom in a bedraggled sari, what exactly it means, I don't know. I just leave it open. But Mrs. Nanda used to be her friend from the Satya Sai Baba organization, but it cannot be her. Somebody shapeshifting, because in the MLM, in the regrouping amongst all people, who stayed, who went, who got cloned, who got chipped is anybody's guess. PFI SBI EREA Nanda. Now these people keep doing in my home, you keep doing purr, meow, what else you do? All the पता नहीं क्या करता रहती है, all different types of cats. Purr, meow, and one more cat noise they keep doing. They keep doing meow meow, and they keep doing purr purr, and they keep doing one more name connected with cats. I don't know if I remember, I'll tell you. But here the purr is spelled differently. It should be PURR, but okay, it's PER. Yeah, I used to do meow meow playing with the cats, but not thinking I'm the cat. I'm not fond of cats and dogs. I'm guessing purr probably is someone who's walked the ramp or modeled a bit. Do they think they're doing the catwalk or part of the entertainment industry? SBI PFI per Nanda EA. Not sure how to understand this. Okay, but that's that. The other Nanda is another Nanda. Another Nanda connected with the entertainment industry is that other Nanda. So if you're talking about the Bachchans and their in-laws called Nanda in Delhi, they're also Nandas. Between Mrs. Nanda and Nandas in Delhi, Nandas in Delhi are more of a resource. Nikhil Advani, and why does this become important? 2007, Nikhil Advani, when we met at CCI Club, he has mentioned knowing Ajita Bachchan's daughter because he's working in a bank. He's dealing with high net worth individuals. That time he mentions Jia Khan also and her Nishab movie. Because we got NA over here, Andy over here, Saif over here, per being, I told you, connected with entertainment, modeling or actress. At least when it comes to Nikhil Advani and connection to that setup, this is the incident mentioned. And also he keeps laughing and talking about Avatar. He didn't call it Avatar. He calls it Avatar. He keeps calling it Avatar. Which is basically Avatar. The movie Avatar, 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 whatever they call it from LA. Avatar, 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 Avatar is also shape shifting in a way, if you think about it. याहू तुमको कहता है या कुछ भी जो है तुमको कहता है विच अवतार वुड यू लाइक टू पुट. नाउ इवन फॉर नेटफ्लिक्स भी बोलता है ना, इन योर डीपी विच अवतार यू वांट टू पुट. You choose, but that is digitally. The other form of it is the body skin. Better still, the neura and the neural network and the CRISPRing. वो तो अलग ही है. But that according to me was around earlier, before anyone could even know about it. Well, if you think about SBI and SEBI, maybe there's something to do with SEBI, not sure. To do with PFI and PER and Nanda, not sure. Some interplay. If it is Nandas from Delhi, then obviously they must be listed on the NSE BSE, so they have to follow some rules. What is the interaction with this? Not sure. Did somebody in their family get pulled off and they don't know about it, and there's a mole that's been plugged in? Don't know. Okay, it could also be a reputation built. I'm not sure if this should be thought of or looked into. What is it? You're in a schizophrenic mode, or what's the problem? When we touch our hands like this, don't say clean our daughter. I got better things to do in my life than foul play, fool's play based on some shit on my hands, than talking a whole lot of shit. When I do this, you've gone and fitted some shit over here. We're not cleaning. Alright? Don't talk shit. And don't talk shit from under my hands, talking shit and then convincing people on the streets because they're uneducated and you are unethical. Don't convince them that we're doing something in our home which we're not doing. You unethical piece of shitty pig crap. Don't fucking do that. You're like a loser. Frankly telling you, तुम जैसे नौकर जात loser quality of चूतिया ना कभी देखा नहीं है. मादर चोत. Careful. ए मादर चूतिया. आवाज कम. गटर का पैदाइश पता नहीं क्या है, कहाँ से उठाया गया सीवरेज माल. तो जैसे गटर का सीवर कहाँ से उठाया है. Why the madman has gone mad? Because it is 13:15 lunchtime, so he goes crazy at this time. 13:15 in the afternoon, it's supposed to be lunchtime. But we still not had lunch. Generally, we have lunch by 12. But I ate late and I ate a lot. So, okay, we're going to have later lunch. And this reading is still going on. But that little bitch from there has to talk some shit. You touch this like the bastard says I'm cleaning. Kya schizophrenic bloody charsi for free. You'll make all the drug peddlers go out of business at this level. तू schizophrenic bipolar ऐसे नशे में है कि क्या है तू? What are you bloody idiot? Imbecile? Crackpot? क्या है तू? You need mental help. You delinquent? तुमको मेंटल हेल्प का बहुत ज़रूरत है. तो जो कोई भी है जो ऐसे चीज़ करता है लोगों के हाथों में and you go put jabbing some stuff into people's body, you crack. बोलू crack without no high crack. क्या? What's that crack called? क्या है crack क्या है? What's that? Or drugs. Without that only you're a charsi. By birth. So PFI, rape, SEBI, NDA, NA. Don't know if it is PFI, PE, SEBI, RA, NA, NDA. You have to find out what this is. PFI, SEBI, PE or EP, NARA, Dana. The shapeshifter for my sister probably got these people into problem. I'm not sure. She would be the same one who probably got into all the new chat groups. Don't know. Well, Rana is to do with Nikhil Advani and Chandru uncle's Vinod. Vinod's older sister is married to Rana, but she would never do all this. She's a Sidnam girl. She's also friends with, her network would have been friends with probably some people known intermingling from Ritu Malia to Cyrus Mistry, probably is Mother Patsy for, not Nita Rana, but Ritu to Patsy for sure. If that network was infiltrated rear door entry, then nothing would have got saved. That's how it has happened, is what I believe. I don't think these people on their own are capable of doing anything wrong. It is their EAs in all probability or somebody who has shape-shifted for them, connected with the underworld, rear door entry, that would have done so. These guys have a history in India from, at least this girl has a history in India from her grandfather, great grandfather's time. Their home used to be in Harinivas on Marine Drive when my father was very young, like still going to Xavier School. They've had their investments in India in retail shops for medical and, let's say, chemist and alcohol shop, liquor shop also. It's okay, wine shops. from there much, much, much earlier. These guys would not do the wrong thing. Rear door entry connected with this kind of organization, that kind of organization, then none of us would have got saved. All of us would have been at the receiving end, one way or the other. As I said, no insider will break its own hard work. It's always an outsider and a shameless one that will shapeshift into homes, say, all this is mine, utilize it, abuse the bloody place, exploit everything, and then when they have exploited everything, used all the resources to the end, spit over there only, move on to bigger things somewhere else, and then God only knows what their network is. Their network is, don't know why you have not been able to crack it. But that network, while you have been stuck in the system and with all the legalities like human rights catching you for doing your job, they have no bars, no holds, and that's why they spread like cancer, and they spread around the world. And so actually human rights supports the criminals. Why nobody has taken them to court, I cannot understand. SEBI, PFI, NA, Rana, ED, NA being Nikhil Advani. Okay. Anna red. Now I don't know which Anna is red. I don't have any Annas who are red. First and foremost, I have no Annas. I got cousin brothers and they're Sindhis. तो अन्ना हमारे घर पे नहीं होता है. कर्नाटका के अंदर I don't know in Bangalore if anyone's got Annas. We have brothers, cousin brothers. Not even bhaiya. Just brother, cousin brother by first name. Plus we don't know anybody called Reddy. No clue. Auntie, I swear on God, I am a Sindhi Amil. Nikhil Advani is a pakka Sindhi Amil. His home is overflowing. Sindhi curry, sai bhaji, they eat more Sindhi food than we eat. Unka pura cuisine end to end is Sindhi food. His grandfather's a Mirchandani. Again, this is going to finances to the BSc. Ready English PFI. She must be or he must be lying about being a ready. Because whenever I have coffee in this house, this artificial intelligence takes my identity to something else that's South Indian. Is the way the algorithms have been created in the background. The database has been filled over the last 20 years or 30 years without my knowledge. लेकिन वो सच्चाई है ना. It's all bullshit. So much bullshit, it is not a joke. अब अगर हमारा बाप हमारे नाम के अंदर इतना कुछ खरीदा है to take care of me in my whole life from his business money, when my mother and my grandmother are alive, you call me under the poverty line, below the poverty line, and that's how you have even convinced I don't know who. But then I'm below the poverty line, but I'm living because my father has afforded me something to purchase this 2 BHK apartment. It is just a 2 BHK small little apartment, but it takes care of me as a single person. Not living on leave license as apparently is being discussed downstairs. Maybe there are some people connected with some nefarious groups being the mouthpiece in Purva Palm Beach society also. Whatever we've been having problems here are the same problems they did in Suman Towers and in Tarapur Gardens in Warsaw. Is connected to the same bunch of miscreants. And most of them are year to entry replicas of the original, connected with something to the original, but whenever they do some work, it is to destroy society, not to make it. They leverage the position of the original to destroy the society that the original would have contributed to actually developing and making it a better society. And that is also part and parcel of the work of things that are connected with communism. Now you want to call it societal justice, social justice? You have then shaken hands with this kind of stuff, which has its own links to other things. So I don't know how you can actually contribute to social justice. When you want to speak, speak like a man. Don't speak over whatever is coming out of me. Don't do that. You ever want to speak, speak like a man. Let's just have a mature discussion, not an illiterate discussion by illiterates who contribute to illiterate, stupid, dumb fuck activities without even understanding what they're contributing to. You're an imbecile, total shit. You and the groups that you create, filled with crap. Now, if these are the organizations that are laundering their money and also contributing it to what? How do you find out? If the companies in which they have put in the molds for the founders, the business is defunct, what is going on for now? But the company itself, which the founder built, the founder has been pulled off. He's got a mole over there, in like a very high level person. Under normal circumstances, you can't question them because it's their business and they're of a considerable position. But then at that level, if that is being used to be laundering money because the original is now removed unceremoniously, in fact he is very agitated wherever he's at because his soul has not got the last rites, is what my reading had said. And was confirmed 3 times through the Ramayana also. And there's a mole in his place, looking like him, doing all the work of destroying all his forefathers' hard work, misusing all his resources, also using his organization for routing money one way or the other connected with this kind of activity and interaction back into the Indian, what do you want to call it, the financial sector, you want to call it the equity market, what you want to call it. Your Hawala that you keep talking about, you will go after a small little company because it is very simple and very small. But this done in a large company with so many employees, how you will catch that? The man standing in front of you looks like the founder, but he's not. He's the mole. How you'll figure it? Coming to the Saif topic, there was, I don't know if I'd got something else on him. Ready, safe, ban, pen. So, what did I say about one version of Nikhil? My father, when he met him, said Nikhil was having his dosa. He was laughing. He said Nikhil was having his dosa with a fork and a knife. You actually ready who is shapeshifted for my cousin Nikhil Advani? Nikhil Advani is definitely a Sindhi boy. He's as Sindhi as I am. You have taken out my Hukumat Rai Advani's DNA from me. You have edited his what I was told. कि तू गंदी है या गंदा है या गंदे हैं. तो तुमने जो डोसा खाया है fork and knife के साथ, which my father was laughing at, why did he go out of his way to establish that? 2007. Yeah, in and around 2007-8 sometime. Nikhil, Varsha Indu, myself, Kabir Akhil, Sumer Vinod, Rana's younger brother and Nikhil's friend, and whichever other extended, let's just say cousins, friends, cousins had to hang out with us. If our aunts had to give us breakfast or had to entertain us in the clubs, which that is what they used to do, take us for swimming to the clubs, leave us over there, then we play in and around the clubs, go, the boys play billiards, snooker, things like that, sit at the cafe, sit at the coffee shop. Most of our intake is got to do with sandwiches, omelets, depending where we're eating, cold coffee, waffles. It's very sausages, ham, don't know about bacon. वो डोसा क्यों खाएगा? None of us order dosa actually. Not one of us. I love dosa. I eat dosa. I love it. But somehow whenever we have gone as a group of cousins, somehow dosa is not what anybody orders. French fries is very common. And this is from the time of the 70s itself. No pasta. No pasta, no pizza till later on. Pizza my mom makes very differently at my home, and there is no pizza bread. It is on a slice of bread and a couple of slices of bread. Well, her pizza is really good. You can't have it anywhere. You don't get that kind of pizza anywhere. And it's the tastiest. So that's pizza on bread that she does for me, and she doesn't give it to any of my cousins. It's only for me at Forge as well. On a normal school day or on a normal day. Why a dosa in 2007, 2008 brought to my notice by my dad that Nikhil eats it with a fork and a knife. You are a clone for the original Nikhil Advani? Because if I know Nikhil Advani, one, he can't take spice at all. I don't know if he would really have a whether he'd be interested in he may be also, I don't know. Or why with a fork and a knife? Was there a ready shape-shifting for Saif Ali Khan Pataudi? Did he also shapeshift for... Did he also shapeshift for Saif at some time? Did Saif, through his connections, ban somebody's pen which was pro-communism? Any problem? I'll have lunch when I want to. It's none of your problem. Don't make noise in my home. Going schizo. I'm making noise factors of things that looks like someone sitting and waiting on that table. Which ghost you are seeing? Eating my head up all the time, talking nonsense in my home. This is my home. Owner is me. Alright? Owner is me. Owner. Owner is me. Owner is Jaya. Owner is Jaya. That's it. Mrs. Madhav E. Reddy is the ex-maid of my home. Connected with what? You shapeshift for Kareena Kapoor by any chance? Or you belong to a network of shapeshifting for Kareena? क्योंकि सैफ को कुछ होवे उसका मतलब है उसके जो आजू बाजू जो है उनको कुछ आना चाहिए about why there's a lookalike at Siberia who thinks he is Mexican. But his style is completely like the Nawab and a Nawab prodigy like Saif Ali Khan Pataudi. Why is there that overlap? But then the spouse has to know about it. But the spouse from a Kapoor household would never give it this kind of activity. Only an EA would do it. You leverage all this bullshit from where? You and Rajkumar, who looks like he could shapeshift for, along with Rabia, connected with the SRK camp. Rajkumar and Arya went and stamped on my demand drafts at Kotak Bank. How? With whose help? And with which names being thrown where? But if you are moles who misuse the assets of the original till the time you can exploit it, then okay, throw caution to the wind, mix everything up, give a few handouts to people of other people's earned income, disrepute them, and then move on to the next project of disreputing them also and grabbing the assets. How can you be then accounted for? That's why you are so shameless and useless. That's why you are so shameless and useless. You know, madam, you are maid. नौकर जात से भी कम औकात के पता नहीं कौन से हराम खोर ई. चल be gone. Go and don't throw weight around at my home. You understood? छीनना हर किसी को आता है, कमाना भी हर किसी को आता है, रंडी भी कमाती है. But bad activity, unethical, immoralistic behavior is the worst kind of poverty. So don't bring that shitty energy to my home. Did you understand? Go. So safe ban maybe the red pen. Okay. Safe ban red pen. Safe brand ED pen or deep English or in deep pan पीए जो है वो पर्सनल असिस्टेंट होता है. दैट्स अ पर्सनल असिस्टेंट ब्रांड ई. सेफ इन brand personal assistant, which is actually an EA. So it can either be a PA or it can be an EA. I prefer to call them EAs. Brand EP or DP. So ultimately SAF, SRK, SK, Katrina, Karina are brands. They become an umbrella. अब उस अम्ब्रेला के नीचे कौन जाके शेल्टर लेता है? More so if they're wearing the bodysuit shape shifting for the originals. That's another business and another form of earning money for those who are doing the job of wearing the skin. Amongst them, who is affiliated to which group? How do you know? How do you not know? Who is scratching whose back? Who's working for whom? Again is highly questionable, but ideally it should be investigated. Penya is in Bangalore. It is an industrial area, PEENYA, but over here it is PEENIA, Penya. That's very important as a place. It's at Jalahalli in Bangalore, western side, I think. It's also associated with Yelahanka. So I think this wants to talk about that area also in a way. Okay, what I'll do is I'll close this reading over here. I'll have some lunch. It's 13:45. Okay, and upload this video instead.